the #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
The Other Side of Midnight. 77 WABC. Local Spotlight.
Good morrow, everyone. This is The Other Side of Midnight on 77 WABC. I am Frank Morano, and this Thanksgiving Eve, we're going to kick things off with the one and only Dr. Sky. If you have questions about anything related to space or anything else regarding looking up, I would love to have you ask. Give us a call, 646-720-0635. That's 1-646-720-0635. Meantime, imagine this. For decades, you could get behind the wheel drunk in New York, endanger countless lives, and if you were caught and convicted, walk away without a single point on your driver's license. Yes, you heard that right. A system designed to track and penalize dangerous driving didn't consider driving under the influence to be point-worthy. How is that even possible? Well, it's true until now. Under new rules from the State Department of Motor Vehicles, a conviction for drunk driving or aggravated unlicensed operation will finally come with 11 points on a driver's license. That's enough to trigger an automatic review, potential suspension, or even revocation of driving privileges. It's a big step forward, in my view, and frankly, it's long overdue. For years, New York's DMV had no authority to treat these egregious violations with the severity they deserve. The absurdity of this loophole is underscored by the fact that other offenses, like passing a stopped school bus or leaving the scene of an injury causing crash, already carried points. Meanwhile, drunk driving, arguably one of the most reckless behaviors imaginable, escaped this level of scrutiny. The new rules also increase points for other violations like bumping up penalties for passing a school bus to 8 points and drag racing to 5. Plus, the window for assessing the points has been expanded from 18 months to 24 months, giving judges more context to identify repeat offenders. These changes are a clear acknowledgement that the old system wasn't just flawed, it was downright dangerous. But let's not celebrate too soon. There are still glaring issues. For example, a drunk driver involved in a crash has more incentive to flee the scene than to stay and risk the 11-point penalty for confirmed inebriation. This perverse loophole remains unaddressed, and it's a stark reminder that our laws still have a ways to go. And then there's the matter of enforcement. A suspended license doesn't magically stop someone from driving. Unlicensed operation is a chronic problem, often with deadly consequences. The DMV's new rules are a good start, but they'll need to be paired with stronger measures to ensure compliance and accountability. Let's see what happens.
Beam me up!
To be continued.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
The Other Side of Midnight. 77 WABC. Local Spotlight.
Good Good morrow, everyone. This is The Other Side of Midnight on 77 WABC. I'm Frank Morano. There's a mystery brewing in the Boogie Down Bronx, and it centers around a Wall Street mogul, Michael Jenkins. Jenkins has quietly dumped nearly $1 million into a political action committee, or PAC, that is currently focused on supporting just one city council candidate. The candidate, Wilfredo Lopez, is running in a district that straddles the Bronx and Manhattan. Now, this raises some serious questions about New York City's campaign finance system and whether it does anything to curb the influence of big money in politics. Here's the deal. New York City's campaign finance program is supposed to level the playing field. Candidates receive matching funds for small donations to ensure that the little guy has a shot against wealthy donors. But the existence of PACs like Jenkins ending homelessness and building a better NYC blows that idea to smithereens. Unlike candidate campaigns, PACs can spend unlimited amounts of money, and in this case, Jenkins' PAC is spending more than double the total amount a candidate can legally spend in a city council race. So much for leveling the playing field. Let's be clear. There's nothing illegal about what Jenkins is doing, but it's not exactly transparent either. Why is a Manhattan-based finance titan so interested in a low-profile Bronx election? What's his endgame? Jenkins didn't respond to questions from reporters, and the people running this PAC have a history of skirting campaign finance laws. That's unsettling, to say the least. It's also worth noting that the PAC's treasurer is a former waiter and personal trainer with minimal political experience, and its operators have ties to Jenkins' nonprofit work. This is not exactly the dream team of political transparency, and yet they're wielding nearly $1 million in influence over an election that's supposed to be driven by grassroots support. By the way, if you were running and just taking contributions in the standard way, you would be capped at spending only $200,000. Let's set aside for a moment whether Lopez is the best candidate in the world or the worst for the job. The real issue is this kind of spending makes a mockery of New York City's matching fund system. Jenkins' actions underscore the system's failure to address the influence of big money in politics. It's a loophole so big you could drive a Brinks truck through it. So why are we pretending this system works? Every time a wealthy donor like Jenkins pours huge sums into a local race, it eliminates any pretense of fairness. The system doesn't level the playing field. It tilts it further in favor of those who already have power and resources. This isn't just weird. It's a clear sign that the system is broken.
Beam me up!
To be continued.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
Mayor Eric Adams is heading to Africa on what he describes as a 7-country tour aimed at building bridges in trade, culture, and education. On the surface, it sounds like a noble endeavor. After all, fostering international relationships can, in theory, bring benefits to New York City. But let's look at this with a more critical eye. First, the timing of this trip raises eyebrows. Mayor Adams is facing mounting scrutiny due to the criminal investigations swirling around his administration, including questions about perks he received from foreign governments during past trips. When the pressure is on, it's hard not to view this trip as an attempt to escape the heat. Is this really about strengthening transnational ties? Or is it about seeking refuge from the challenges back home? And then there's the political angle. Adams' approval ratings have been sinking across many demographics, yet he continues to enjoy pretty strong support from black voters. It's difficult to ignore how this trip, with its symbolic connection to the African diaspora, might play into his effort to solidify that base. Is this trip about serving the city? Or is it about shoring up his political standing? Let's also ask a practical question. How essential is it for the mayor of New York City to visit Africa? Does this trip meaningfully address the day-to-day issues that New Yorkers are grappling with, from rising crime to housing costs to a public school system in need of attention? Sure, international partnerships can be beneficial, but is this the priority right now? For a mayor who promised to be a hands-on leader, the optics of jetting off while major issues persist at home aren't great. To be fair, it's not a crisis if the mayor is out of the country for a few days. Modern communication allows leaders to stay connected no matter where they are. But symbolism matters in politics, and this trip sends a message about where the mayor's focus is. Right now, New Yorkers need a leader who is fully engaged with the city's challenges, not someone pursuing photo ops halfway across the world. Eric Adams has always styled himself as a global mayor, but it's worth asking, how much of that global vision actually benefits New York City residents? And at a time when his leadership is under intense scrutiny, wouldn't he be better off staying home and tackling the issues that truly matter to New Yorkers? It's not the trip itself that's the problem. It's the priorities it seems to reflect. New Yorkers deserve a mayor who puts them first, not his travel itinerary.
Beam me up!
To be continued.
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor, powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior. A lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
This week marks the end of an era for New York City restaurants as many outdoor dining sheds must come down by Friday. These structures, born out of necessity during the pandemic, were a lifeline for more than 13,000 restaurants and an integral part of how New Yorkers adapted to unprecedented times. But now, as the city moves forward, it's time for them to go, at least for now. When these sheds were first introduced during the summer of 2020, they were a beacon of hope for struggling businesses. They allowed restaurants to stay open, provided a safe dining option for patrons, and added a unique vibrancy to our streets. But not everyone loved them. For some, they became a nuisance, taking up valuable parking spaces, becoming eyesores, or even creating safety hazards. The sheds did their job, but their presence sparked debates about how public space in New York City is used. Under the new guidelines, restaurants will have the option to bring back outdoor dining structures starting April 1st, but with stricter rules. The revamped program will require sheds to have no sides, a smaller footprint, and easy assembly and disassembly. The idea is to strike a balance between allowing outdoor dining to continue and addressing the concerns that have cropped up over the last few years. It's a shame to see so many of these structures come down. Yes, they took away parking spots, and in a city where parking is a competitive sport, that's no small issue. But they also brought life to our streets and gave New Yorkers a way to connect safely during a dark time. Losing them feels like losing a piece of what got us through the pandemic. Still, there's hope that outdoor dining isn't going away entirely. Once the weather warms up, we'll likely see a new wave of outdoor dining structures, reimagined under the updated rules. Hopefully, the city can work with restaurant owners to ensure the process is straightforward and affordable so that this beloved tradition can continue. New York City is at its best when it adapts, evolves, and finds creative ways to thrive. Outdoor dining was one of those adaptations. Let's hope it continues, even if it looks a little different going forward. Hey, good news, by the way, for those of you that are looking for something fun to watch on Thanksgiving. Now, if you're smart, you'll be listening to the great programming we have here on 77 WABC all day long, starting with me. But they are bringing back the Honeymooners Thanksgiving Day Marathon on WPIX Channel 11. I am such a sucker for the Honeymooners. I absolutely love it. And I really fell in love with the Honeymooners, I think initially during rain delays during either the Yankees or the Mets. But then I got to see all the Honeymooners episodes through these marathons that they would do on New Year's Day or on days like Thanksgiving, and I'm glad they're bringing it back. So if you're a Honeymooners fan, you're in luck.
Beam me up.
To be continued.